Hello, it's me. Let's learn English. Where did the English language come from? It is divided into three periods: Old English from 450 to 1150, Middle English from 1150 to 1500, and Modern English from 1500 to present. In this lesson, we will look at the origin of the English language, including its three main influences. So let's start with the first influence on the English language, the Germanic origins. English belongs to the West Germanic branch of the Indo-European language family. Its oldest ancestor is Proto-Germanic, which goes back to around 500 BC. It then evolved into Old High German and Old English. The language of the Anglo-Saxons. They were three Germanic tribes that migrated from what is now Denmark and northern Germany to Britain in the 5th century. Old English was not a single language, but a collection of related dialects spoken by these tribes. Over time, these dialects began to merge and develop unique features. By the 8th century, Old English had taken shape, and Old English literature flourished during the Heptarchy period, which lasted from the 6th to 9th centuries. During this time, the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes settled in Britain. The Heptarchy refers to the 7 kingdoms that emerged: Northumbria, Mercia, Essex, Sussex, Wessex, Kent, and East Anglia. Each kingdom had its own dialect, but West Saxon, spoken in Wessex, eventually became dominant. Let's take a look at some examples of how the language evolved. Here are some words in Proto-Germanic, the ancestor of English, Old English, and German. The word for sun is sonnen. In English, it became sun. In German, it became son.
And the word for man is man.
In English, it became man. In German, it became Mann. And the word for house is house. In English, it became house. In German, it became house. As you can see, many words have remained very similar across the Germanic languages. Now let's move on to the second influence on the English language, Latin. The arrival of Christianity in the 6th century brought with it a wealth of Latin vocabulary. Latin, the language of the Roman Catholic Church, gradually infused into Old English, particularly in religious texts and among the clergy. For example, the word bishop comes from the Latin episcopus, and monk comes from the Latin monachus. Latin also influenced Old English grammar. The use of inflections, which are modifications to a word to indicate its grammatical function, has declined in Old English, mirroring the simplification of Latin. This influence is evident when comparing Old English to its German cousin. In Old English, the word book could be modified to show its grammatical function. For example, bis meant book, bis man meant book of, and bis weird meant book to. However, with the advent of Christian influence, this inflection started to disappear. Nowadays, we don't modify the word book at all. We just add s to make it plural. Moving on to the third influence, the Viking invasion. From the 8th to the 11th centuries, the Vikings launched frequent raids on the British Isles. Their impact on England was profound, leaving an enduring legacy on the English language, culture, and even place names. The Vikings were not just brutal invaders, they were also skilled traders and explorers. They established settlements in various parts of England, including Danelaw, a region in northern England with a significant Viking population. During the Viking Age, Old Norse, the language of the Scandinavian invaders, became a significant influence on the English language. Many Old Norse words found their way into English, often replacing or supplementing existing Germanic words. For example, the Old Norse word berserk for a wild, fierce warrior became a common word in English. Another example is the word skull, from Old Norse skulla. Old Norse also introduced new sounds to the English language. The Vikings brought with them a distinct phonetic flavor from Scandinavia. Sounds like Y and be found in Old Norse became part of the English soundscape. Before the Viking invasion, the English language did not have a Y sound. However, after the invasion, words like sky and year found their way into the language, introducing the Y sound. In conclusion, the English language has a rich history shaped by various influences. It has its roots in the Germanic languages, particularly Old English, Latin, adding religious vocabulary and grammar, and Old Norse contributing words and sounds during the Viking Age. These influences have all played a part in shaping the English we speak today. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. You can help us keep this channel alive by making a small contribution. Click on the link below. See you next time.